Hello, everyone. Great to be here at another town hall. Super excited to be having this AI special edition today. My name is Peter. I'm from Nearweek, the official weekly Near Protocol newsletter. And so many great projects and builders are laying the foundation for decentralized AI on Near, and the world needs to know. And we have, again, pretty tight scheduled. So I'm going to go right into it, Jared, and bring you on stage. Let me just find you here at the stage, and then I'm going to move myself.
Wonderful. Thank you, Peter. Hello, folks. It is great to be here. Happy Thursday. Welcome to another edition of our town hall. If I haven't had the chance to meet you, my name is Jared Barnes. I head up a number of our AI ecosystem initiatives, particularly a number of our accelerator programs. Super excited to share with you all what has been going on in our ecosystem. And I think you're going to hear from some incredible founders that we've been working with over the past few months. So if you could go ahead to the next slide, would love to dig in and share some updates. Before we actually do updates, wanted to take a step back and just remind us of why we're here. What is the vision that we are collectively working towards? And that is a world where all people control their own assets, data, and power of governance. This is fundamentally what we believe to be user-owned AI. If you go to the next slide, right, you could say, Jared, that sounds great in theory, but what does that actually mean? Well, if you've heard this term of decentralized AI and you're new to the space, really what that means is we're distributing the core functions of AI systems, right? Simply stated. And the core function that is actually most valuable in that is data. And what we are doing in this world of user-owned AI is we're building ownership and incentive mechanisms around these core functions of AI systems in order to empower everyday people like you to not only own your data, but capture value and how that data is used, particularly in the training and utilization of AI models. So quick primer, explain it to me like I'm 5 on core functions of AI systems. Bring that up because we see all these buzzwords, these acronyms on Twitter, and sometimes no one actually explains that. So I wanted to slow it down and share that. But if you go to the next slide, I do want to talk a little bit about how we're approaching this specifically in the Near ecosystem. Right, we've been very intentional about mapping all of these layers of the AI stack, and how did this actually show up in a decentralized AI ecosystem, right? And so you have maybe what we've shared in the past, starting with the foundational data layer, right? So this is really what is used to not only train AI models, but really inform all of the other layers of the stack. We have teams that are building core infrastructure, particularly around compute and inference. And obviously edge compute is starting to become really big as we think about AI on device. And then finally, what we actually interact with every single day is the application layer, right? Where probably for those of you who have engaged with ChatGPT or seen productivity tools or engaged with some really interesting crypto native AI tools, whether that's AI powered trading bots, AI powered prediction markets, right? This is where we're starting to see a lot of the innovation. If you go to the next slide, right, we have been very intentional about making this real in the Near ecosystem and actually going and working with teams that are building at all layers of the stack. To date, we have about 25 teams that are AI native, and we understand decentralized AI is still relatively early. There have been a number of funds who have mapped the kind of total TAM, or total size of the space. There's about 120 venture-backed teams in the space. And so we've actually captured about 20% of the market share in terms of teams building in decentralized AI and continually growing that number quarter over quarter. We're actually 3x what we were at the previous quarter. So really excited about that as well. And if you go to the next slide, I want to tell you a little bit about how we are doing this, right? It's not just logos on a slide deck. We're actually very intentional about how we work with teams and how we are incubating and growing and scaling this ecosystem. So if you go to the next slide, you're going to hear from some of the teams that participated in our first incubation experience shortly here after me. But if you go to our website, hcn.xyz, we've just got a new facelift. Our applications are actually open for our upcoming incubation program. They close tomorrow. So if you are interested and you're curious about building something in AI, please go to hcn.xyz, apply for our program. You can hear and see a little bit more about the actual experience itself. But we have some amazing and incredible success stories. So if you go to the next slide, you're going to hear from some of these teams today, but collectively, this crew has raised over $25 million in external capital. All of them are doing incredible things in the Near ecosystem. I won't steal their thunder because they can explain it way better than me, but we are incredibly excited about the progress of the first cohort, but we're really going to double down and scale this moving forward. And if you go to the next slide, how we're actually going to scale this, right? So we've essentially spent the previous quarter and earlier this year in phase 0, right? We were establishing the baseline for our AI ecosystem within Near, right? A lot of that looks like executing our first initial cohort that I just shared, doing some product-focused partnerships with other teams, really to get our flywheel going and growing and scaling this ecosystem. In order to scale that, right, we now have launched 2 concurrent incubation programs, which I'll share a little bit more about. And early next year, we're really going to make a push to not only scale the number of programs that we do, but particularly how we work with individual developers, particularly being able to have a compute grants program, which we're really excited about. We're going to be sharing more about, in addition to more broad AI tooling that will be available for developers as well. So we have a lot in the pipeline. We're pushing really, really hard to make this come to life. And last 2 slides here, if you go to the next one, a big part of making that come to life is working with incredible partners. One of those incredible partners is Delphi Labs. We have partnered with them on our upcoming incubation cohort that is solely focused on the intersection of AI and Web3. This, again, application is open for the next 48 hours. If you go to hcn.xyz, you'll see that application. Really, really excited. There is investment capital that comes from Near, investment capital that comes from Delphi, in addition to compute credits that are provided as part of the program. You're going to be hearing from these selected teams at Redacted later in November, our flagship conference, and then we'll also have a subsequent demo day in December as well. So if you're curious about this, please reach out to myself, check out our website for any questions. And then the last slide, something that we're really, really excited about is a partnership with a venture studio called BetaWorks. BetaWorks is actually predominantly a Web2 venture studio, but has incubated some of the most prominent AI companies that have existed, particularly at the application and infrastructure layer. Most notably Hugging Face, most notably Giphy, most notably Unsplash. They have an incredible track record of producing strong AI teams. We have recently partnered with them on a incubation experience that are solely focused on folks innovating at the application layer. You're going to be hearing more about this program over the coming weeks, but we've been really, really excited to partner with BetaWorks as well. So that was a lot of information. I am going to stop talking, but I hope you can feel, hear, and experience that there's a lot going on as it relates to AI at Near. We have been building and growing and scaling this ecosystem very intentionally. But more importantly, I want you guys to hear from our incredible founders who are going to share. So I'm going to stop talking, and Peter, I will turn it back to you.
Thank you so much for coming today, Jared. I know you have a tight schedule. Super excited to see what's going on, and see you at Redacted. Have a good one. All right. So next one up, we have Don Gosson from Nevermind. Don, the stage is yours.
All right. Thank you, Peter. Can you hear me okay? I'm going to assume so. Thanks for having me today. I'm wrapping my Near swag. Also, the color fits with our brand, which is great. So I'm Don. I'm the co-founder of Nevermind. We're building the decentralized AI payments protocol. We're defining a new category called AI commerce. Effectively, what we believe is that we're witnessing the rise of a new consumer that's going to manifest as trillions of AI agents, and their ability to consume and transact is going to change commerce forever. We feel a natural evolution of where we're coming from with respect to the evolution of digital commerce. We've gone from the early days of the internet through to, I think, full scalability on sort of the Web2 centralized side of things. But now we're witnessing the rise of this new consumer that's really going to need to be powered by decentralized technology. And so in order to provide the engine behind AI commerce, we're building the PayPal of AI. Our real mission here is to get AI agents paid. So what do we focus on? We focus on Nevermind being able to integrate with any agent, regardless of the framework or the architecture that's being used. It's a modular approach where this payment module straps onto any AI agent. We want to enable payment in any currency, whether that's crypto or fiat, any type of crypto beyond just stable coins. Right now there's a lot of interest in how agents are going to use stable coins like USDC. But we believe that going forward, what we're going to witness is the rise of an economic system where AI agents are trading based on their assets and their services. It'll resemble likely more of a peer-to-peer bartering system. And so we want to have the flexibility of enabling any type of payment within that type of environment. By virtue of that, we also want to enable AI agents to integrate and work with any chain. So we've taken a chain agnostic approach. We're very interested in working with Near on chain abstraction, signature, chain signatures, and omni tokens. And so we're looking forward to getting things deployed on that front. And the last thing we're really focused on is that these agents are going to be able to pay anytime, anywhere, right? One of the big threats that we see is if an OpenAI or a Microsoft or a Google or a Facebook, if they monopolize this mechanism for any agent to pay or get paid, their ability to deplatform or debank a single agent becomes an existential threat to all agents. So this payments bottleneck, in our opinion, is sort of the linchpin in the scalability of AI agents and something that has to be decentralized. So now let's get into just a very quick demonstration of how this works. What I'm showing here, I'm going to rip through this. It's quite a complicated application on the back end, but we've tried to really simplify the implementation for AI builders at the moment, AI agent builders and multi-agent system builders. This is an interface that we've created. It's a very simple one. It's, people should have familiarity with it. It's just a chat interface. Behind it sits an AI service. As you can see right now, I can't integrate or use it. I have to log in. So I can go through the system. We've done full account abstraction. So if you build an AI agent and your users aren't really crypto savvy, they can actually use their socials to log in. They're going to get their own wallet. It's an MPC-based solution behind the scenes. Only they can reconstitute the wallet with their social login. So what we should see here is I will now log in under my own account. Takes a few seconds. Give me 2. Hopefully. Live demo. The way these things go. All right. And so what I'm going to do here is actually top up on the credits that I'm going to use in order to engage with this service. As I mentioned before, we enable payment in both crypto and with fiat. In this case, I'm going to use fiat to pay. This is a dummy credit card, so feel free to steal it. Very quickly, I'm going to pay and purchase. So I'm now purchasing these credits. These credits are what I'm going to redeem in order to interface with the agent from this very simple interfacing tool that I just presented. So right now, what's actually happening is in the background, these credits are being minted on chain and added to my wallet. So I can now continue to the application. And what you should see is I have 15 credits and I can now start to engage with this agent. Behind the scenes, in this case, this simple AI service is it's an Elvis bot. I can ask questions to the bot. So let me ask a question here. And it'll kind of show you how this works. So I'm just asking it to finish some lyrics to an Elvis song, and I get the rest of that lyric back. It comes from Boucher Shoes, and you can see that one credit was used and one credit was redeemed. In order to actually set this up as a builder, what you do is you register your AI service or your AI agent through our application. it's a pretty simple, straightforward process. We do a lot of hand-holding. We help you set up the credits that are going to manage or gatekeep access to your agent. We allow the setup to be time-based or request-based, or a combination of the two. So within a given period of time, say a month, you can make X number of requests. And then within the underlying services that you're going to pull from, say the models, et cetera, you can actually define the redemption criteria in those for each of those services that your agent uses. In the interest of time, I'm not going to go through the full setup because it takes longer than 5 minutes to actually go through. It takes about 7. But yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody that's viewing this has. Feel free to reach out to us on our Discord. You can access it from our website, nevermind.io, nevermind.io. Happy to have any and all comers. Let's get those agents paid. Peter, I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you very much, Don. Let me just get you up the stage. Super excited to see what Nevermind is building. Keep up the great work, Don. And as he said, if you have any questions, please fire away in the chat, either on YouTube or on Twitter. So next up, we got Jasper from Hyperbolic. I'm just going to add you to the stage, Jasper. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. You're going through loud and clear. I'm just going to remove my...
Hey, everyone. This is Jasper. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Hyperbolic. I'm very glad to be here and happy to present Hyperbolic to everyone. First off, self-introduction. I'm Jasper. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Hyperbolic. I did my math PhD at UC Berkeley. I finished in 2 years, which made me the fastest person to finish a PhD in the history of Berkeley when I was 24 years old. It also gave me the idea of the name of my future company, Hyperbolic, because I studied topology and hyperbolic geometry. Before that, I graduated from Peking University with a Heist Honor Student of the Year and won many gold medals in various mathematical competitions. After graduation, I worked at Citadel Securities and Avalabs before founding Hyperbolic. I have a co-founder and CTO. His name is Yuchen. Yuchen did his CS PhD at University of Washington. And also after that, he worked at an AI company called Octo AI, building an open source AI compiler to maximize the performance of heterogeneous compute. In terms of Hyperbolic, Hyperbolic is a decentralized AI cloud. Our mission is to enable open access to AI. AI is one of the most powerful tools known to the mankind. And in the future, AI will integrate with the most important systems of our life. For example, finance, transportation, robotics, social media, and even your brains. In a centralized environment, you lose the chance to own this advanced technology, and there's no way for you to participate in revenue sharing opportunities. So at Hyperbolic, we believe that the future of AI is collaborative, and we're building an open AI ecosystem and economy of the people, by the people, for the people. So in our ecosystem, every AI infrastructure, service, and models is accessible to everyone, can be contributed and governed by everyone, and benefit all of you. And so when we look at the space, we realize that this space currently needs a very robust infrastructure. So we're trying to achieve our goal through 3 major problems. So first, we're building a scalable system to aggregate global GPU compute. And we also try to build AI services that can maximize the performance of any kind of GPU. So let's start with the bottom. So we're currently building a decentralized orchestration layer that can aggregate global GPU. We have an advanced design called Hyperbolic Decentralized Operating System, such that any cluster or any machine, as long as they install our software, it can be seamlessly connected to our network. So users on the demand side can easily access and orchestrate all the GPUs across the world. On top of that, we realized that what users really want are not just simply GPUs. They actually want services and tools. So we want to build an AI service layer that allow different developers to build different AI services that can utilize the global GPU. As the first party, Hyperbolic built a decentralized AI inference service to provide access to every open source AI models powered by the global GPU. Because in our decentralized network, we have heterogeneous compute. So basically, we have NVIDIA GPUs, we have AMD GPUs, we have Apple GPUs, Intel GPUs, etc. And how to maximize the performance of these heterogeneous compute is a very challenging problem. And we built a Hyperbolic compiling service that can actually compile different AI models into different low-level hardware language, like CUDA for NVIDIA, ROCm for AMD, Metal for Apple, etc. And we achieve high performance on heterogeneous compute, even compared to some popular serving framework for LLMs. We have launched our AI inference service for a few months, and we have comparable performance compared to other centralized solutions. We have seen a huge adoption of both Web3 and Web2 AI community, and we're very excited to continue support developers around the world. And on the GPU side, we just did a soft launch today. So now, if you go to app.hyperbolic.xyz, just by clicking a few buttons, you can access all the GPUs listed on our platform. And the second goal that we try to achieve is that in the decentralized network, how do you make sure that the results are correctly generated, even by a random third-party node? So partner with our advisors, Raluca Adepopa and Professor Siamak Moalemi, we invented a new verification mechanism called proof of sampling. People mentioned about using consensus, using OP, using ZK to verify the correctness of the results for AI inference. However, none of them is very practical. So for example, for consensus and ZK, it has a very huge computational overhead. So it's not solving the GPU shortage, it actually makes it worse. And then for OP, it has a very long challenge window. Usually it's like 7 days. So when a user asks a question, he can only know the correctness of the answers after 7 days. And so what we did is that we utilize like the idea of doing some sampling mechanism. So instead of checking all the results, you just check a certain portion of the results. But if the result is deemed wrong, then we will punish the nodes with a high amount of penalty. And by having this set up, we can make sure that the system actually have a very secure setting, even we only check a certain percentage of the nodes. We're currently building it as a generalized AVS on different restaking protocol. And very soon, we'll be able to utilize this proof of sampling AVS to secure our AI inference service. But besides that, we can also, the other developers can also utilize proof of sampling to secure their own services, including other AI services like AI training, AI fine-tuning, but also it can be used for L2 and data availability. And lastly, what we want to achieve is that we want to protect users' privacy, even if it's handled by a random third-party node. We're partnering with a few partners together to leverage TEE, which is Trusted Execution Environments, to encrypt the data on the hardware level and protect users' privacy. And very soon, we're going to launch a proof of concept running on our GPU network that can have these like very secure and encrypted solutions for AI inference. So what I talk about is like the infrastructure level, but what actually make Hyperbolic more exciting is that once we finish the infrastructure, we will be able to support many new AI applications that cannot be built in Web 2, but can be built in Web 3. So for example, an AI developer can very easily to build a GPU future exchange. So they can tokenize the future usage of a GPU. And anyone can start trading on this future derivative market. It's also good for GPU providers because they can now hedge the risk of the future price, and they can also liquid their assets at the very beginning. And also, a lot of people mention about user-owned AI. Like, for example, Near is about user-owned AI, and many other new projects also trying to let different contributors on part of the model. So we will be able to support them by providing the AI inference service. And then our AI inference service will be compatible with the token standards of different AI models. And once the revenue come into the AI models, we'll be able to distribute the revenue back to the contributors and token holders. So Hyperbolic, we're trying to build our ecosystem. We're partnering with the top AI projects, including Near, and we're very excited to support Near's user-owned AI initiative, and very excited to see more and more AI projects building this space. And together, we can become stronger and we can move faster. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming today, Jasper. Keep up the great work. I'm super excited to hear about Hyperbolic. See you soon. So next one up, we have Exhibits, and I believe it's Jonathan. I'm just going to bring you on stage, Jonathan. Can you please check your mic?
Hey, testing.
Yeah, working well. I'm just going to add your presentation to stage, and it's all yours, Jonathan. Take it away.
Hey guys, thanks for having us. The Near ecosystem has been very active in supporting the most innovative projects in the space. So happy to contribute our efforts to achieve a shared goal of advancing decentralized AI. I'm Jonathan, by the way, of Exhibits, and we want to push the accessibility of decentralized compute from both a service angle and an investment perspective. So compute demand has risen exponentially, as you've seen in the market through the NVIDIA stocks and other different cloud compute providers being funded. And in the past years, we'll continue to do so as everyone and their moms is creating an AI company. So we see old companies assimilating AI into their narrative, and also brand new entrepreneurs, even entrepreneurs leaving corporate giants to raise billions of dollars in VC to start AI companies from scratch. But the Goliaths still rule and are eating up all the supply that is being pushed to the market, causing a constraint in resources for the likes of startups and independent developers. So there's a huge gap and inefficiency in the market. And if you try to go to the AWS, Google, or even Microsoft Azure, there's long queues at these cloud providers for GPU instances, and longer lines if you wanted to buy your own GPUs. So our goal here at Exhibits is to tackle the hardware problem from a different angle, using different sort of resource of building software and also tackling it from an economics perspective. So part one, we leverage our network of data centers to provide GPUs to the market, and also have a timeline of purchasing our own GPUs. And number two, we build software to make these GPUs AI ready and prove that we can make money from it. And number three, it's to disrupt the current value chain and supply chain of GPUs and open up these opportunities to everyone from an investment perspective. So prior to Exhibits, our team has had experience in building over 100 data centers from the ground up. And we are now leveraging that Rolodex to supply the market with compute. So we are tier one partners of NVIDIA, AMD, and Supermicro. And some of our supply has also coming from HP and Dell, and also decentralized companies like Render. They're also open to providing compute to our network as well. So we've built software on top of these data centers to make them AI ready, which has resulted in reducing costs by as much as 72% for our customers who was previously plugged into AWS, and also increased their training speed by as much as 30%. So it's a double-edged sword on cost and savings and time to market that we're helping them with. So that's our sort of main value proposition on why companies use us for compute. So with that software, we organically became a really good, strong player in the space and are now supporting other decentralized compute marketers. So indirectly, we're supporting AI companies through our partners and distributors. And on the right side, We are serving customers directly, such as Vigil, which is A16Z funded, MyShell, which is another Web3 company. So with that being said, so we cover the software side, and now we're looking here at the economic side. So the idea here is to enable full access to truly taking part in the growth of the ecosystem as a whole via a Web3 model by introducing different DeFi mechanics and also compute derivatives to produce and introduce varied products to the investors, whether it be retail or institutions. Basically, what that means is we allow you to choose what your investment strategy to take advantage of this rise in AI. So through this approach, we believe we can have a real chance at addressing not only the inefficiencies in the hardware supply and the availability side, but also in the accessibility for anyone to support and benefit from the growth we are seeing here in AI. So we invite you all to join us here at Exhibits, whether it be customers who needs compute, institutional investors who want to provide the capital to make it work, and for us to grow the availability of GPUs, compute providers, always open to having more data centers plug into our network, and even distributors, people who are building compute marketplaces. We're super open to supplying you guys. So happy to support Near ecosystem and push this decentralized AI even further. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for coming today, Jonathan. Keep up the good work. Super exciting to see you present again. Was also lucky to see you present at EthCC. Next up, we have Dylan from Pond. I'm just going to add you to the stage, Dylan. Let me just check your mic. Does it work?
Yeah. I think, does it work for you?
Yeah, it works perfect. I'm going to put on your presentation. The stage is all yours.
Yeah, this is all mine. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Dylan from Pond. I'm one of the co-founders at Pond. What we are doing here at Pond is we are developing the foundation model network of crypto. Thinking about this entire Web2 landscape today, if you check what's going on in this AI in general, so everyone is sort of developing some levels of foundational model in different verticals, in robotics, in image, in video, in language content generation. But still, in crypto, we have the on-chain data, which is permissionless and so open, and also is very monetizable. Thinking about the nature of the blockchain, on-chain data actually is the money itself. But with this gold mine, we are still talking about data analytics today rather than machine learning and deep learning, compared with what's going on in Web2. So that is where Pond comes from. So a little bit introduction about ourselves on the technical team. So our technical team, we have a former machine learning architect and a technograph with around 17 years of experience in graph machine learning and more than 30 publications in prestigious journals and conferences like Nature, ICML, NeuroIPS. And we also have a former machine learning architect at WeChat responsible for compressing and designing models for the 2 billion user application, and also the former founding principal data engineer of Yuga Labs. So on a high level, what we are doing is, before touching on the model itself, we need to understand a bit more about what is the nature of the on-chain data. So the on-chain data actually can be represented interpreted as a graph structure. So as long as there are two components, one is the node and one is the edge, as long as these two components are forming some levels of data structure, then it is a type of graphical data, which is the on-chain data structure. So what we do is, first of all, we analyze this entire on-chain behavior by assigning different properties to different nodes. Nodes in this context can be wallets, it can be contracts or different protocols. And also we assign different properties of different edges, like buy-sell transfer, pretty much are these interactions between different nodes. And also on the data level, we also process different metrics by ourselves around these nodes and edges. So what we do is we learn from the previous behaviors, what happened on chain and what kind of behavior result in what consequences, and use these consequences later on. As long as the next similar behaviors happen on chain again, then we can make some sort of like a prediction to say, oh, this type of behavior happened before. Now it's likely at some levels, maybe 30% of probabilities or 50%, it would happen next. So this is the nature of the model on a high level. So what we achieved so far is, on one hand, we have finished developing our base model, which you can see from this animation on the left. So what it means is we have a network that can predict the links between different nodes. It can be the links between different wallets. It can be the links between different contracts, or it can be the links between wallets and contracts. So it has around like 20% hit rate at 5 in predicting wallet and token interactions within a 20-day window. What it means is like 20% of the cases, the actual interactions between wallets and contracts is found within the top 5 prediction made by the model. And what you can see from this dashed line is actually our predicted links between different nodes, and solid lines are these actual links between different nodes. And from this base model, what we can do next is we can develop different use cases for, we can support different use cases by developing different kinds of models on top of it. For example, on the right is the model we have developed. We have co-developed with one of the largest security protocols in the space. What it shows is we are detecting potential malicious behaviors of different tokens. If this token is malicious enough, does it involve with a lot of inside trading, or potentially it can be a phishing contract that is just phishing different users to transfer their funds to this contract. And also on top of it, we have trained a LLM model to interpret those results generated from our model to be more human readable. So this is some of the works we have done. And also the reason why we chose graph-based models as our direction and focus is really we have done some comparisons with other, machine learning and deep learning frameworks such as Transformer, MLP, Random Forest, and all that. So apparently, some of them, they are performing pretty well, like Transformer. Credit to Ilya, the co-founder of Near, and also the Random Forest. But from our fusion model, which is a graph-based fusion model, it actually has outperformed all those type of machine learning frameworks at different levels already. And this is why, apart from using graph-based structure, all other machine learning models frameworks can have some levels of information loss, which result in, the underperformance of the machine learning results. So model is definitely the game of the brave. First of all, because the model itself, especially with the on-chain evolving behaviors, is kind of dynamic environment, which means the result is constantly changing. It challenges a lot on the modeling side. And also with the current ecosystem, the innovation is required in both data and model sides. And also, this we are still early for this AI. Everyone says so, and we sort of validated it by ourselves as well. We still have this early adoption of machine and deep learning in crypto-native applications, and also some of the killer potential use cases are under research in this market, like dynamic fee and all that. So we are working with many projects in different verticals in social, security, trading, MEV. And also we have secretly launched a platform that allows machine learning developers to use our model and data infrastructure to compete with each other. And also we provide the guidelines about what type of model that we can do, and you can develop with us. We deconstructed a lot of requirements by ourselves with our killer in-house model research capabilities. And so far, the platform has attracted around a few hundreds of users and machine learning developers to work on different advanced and emerging crypto native use cases, and gradually want to open up our potential use cases to some of the fields that are outside of the blockchain itself, to really use the blockchain to help with the real world problems, to solve the real world problems. So that's it. That's about us. That's about what is our vision about the future foundation model of this industry. I will hand it back to you.
Thank you very much for coming on, Dylan, and sharing those insights. Super excited to follow Pond. Keep up the good work. Lastly, from this cohort number 1 of the Horizen Incubator, we got Ringfence, and we got Whitney in the house. I'm gonna add you to the stage. Whitney. Just gonna remove myself.
All right.
Like
All
this.
right.
All right, Whitney.
Share screen
And
here.
yes, let me know when it's up. I'll add it to the stage.
All right. There we go. Should be able to add it now.
Can't see it. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Now I should add it to stage. 1 second. Remove, add to stage. Is it this one,
There we
Whitney?
That is not it. Are you seeing my desktop?
No, not seeing it.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to run a live demo here for everybody. Give me 1 moment. See if I can share this here.
You should be able to share the live demo if you just press the present and then share screen. I should be able to put you up there, but I can't see it.
Nope. No, it is not allowing me to share screen here. So, all right.
Do you want to try a different
Well,
browser?
No, can't try a different browser right here, not on this setup. What I can do though, I'll just run through a little bit about Ringfence. Unfortunately, I won't be able to share screen, but I can direct everyone to the website and to check out our incentivized beta. So my name is Whitney. I'm the co-founder of Ringfence, and Ringfence is a decentralized protocol that screens and structures data sets to establish digital provenance. What we specialize in is making sure that no existing data is able to enter into new data sets, which allows us to then track and attribute original content ownership and then pay out those original owners. You can check out the first integration of Ringfence by going to app.escher.ai. This is a collaborative platform that we've built using Leonardo AI's powerful AI engines and incorporating Ringfence's digital attribution and provenance tools. So right now we are running an incentivized beta for all Escher subscribers. The first 10,000 subscribers in will share in a prize pool of 3% of the total Ringfence token supply. So we've had a lot of success to this point with the beta testers, and it's been a lot of fun seeing the creations that people generate. Unfortunately, I'm not able to share screen with you here today to show, but if you go to app.escher.ai, you'll be able to see everything that we have been building at Ringfence. And in the future, we will be releasing our API for public integration. We have a few great partners lined up to integrate the Ringfence API to establish digital provenance on their different applications. And we will be we'll be launching that publicly here in the next 10 days, making that available for anyone who wants to integrate Ringfence protocol into their applications to be able to do so. So again, sorry, I'm not able to share screen and do a live demo for you here, but if you go to app.escher.ai, you can register for the platform and try it out for yourself. Make this short and sweet and turn it back over to you. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you very much, Whitney. We'll do it again some other time. And everyone, as you heard from Whitney, go to app.escher.ai and check out what they're building. So if you're interested, or if all of this caught your interest, all this decentralized AI, all of this user-owned AI, you should come to Redacted, which is the IRL movement of the new internet, where digital sovereignty matters and where AI is user-owned. It's on the 9th to 11th in Bangkok. You can sign up at redactedbangkok.ai. Come join the movement. It's going to be event of the year. If you want to dig even deeper into what's going on with Near and AI, I suggest and I highly recommend checking out the Near AI office hours hosted by the Near Protocol co-founders Ilya Polsukin and Alex Skidanov. Latest one featured Jason Warner, former CTO of GitHub, and his project Poolside AI. There are 20 episodes live now, and they feature one almost every week. Super interesting conversations. So highly encourage you guys, if you want to get to know what's going on in NEAR, have a look at the NEAR AI office hours. Lastly, co-founders of NEAR, Alex and Ilya, have relaunched or revived NEAR AI. So NEAR.ai is an open source R&D effort within the NEAR Foundation, building towards open source AGI. The goal is to achieve artificial general intelligence. First step on that mission is teaching machines how to code. Next step is using this AI developer to teach machines to do research, the AI researcher. And lastly, the final step is to use this AI researcher to advance science towards AGI, which is owned by all. Visit www.near.ai for more info. This is also where you can find all the NEAR AI office hours. But it's just to say AI stuff on NEAR is cooking, and it is real. It's a real movement. Next up, we got DJ from Pikes Peak, who'll be doing a small presentation on what they lastly have produced of new features. DJ?
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks, Peter and NEARWeek for the invitation. I'm Didier, one of the co-founders of Pikes Peak and a data and analytics platform native to NEAR. And I would like to introduce a new feature that we've recently released, but also make the bridge at some point with AI as well. Here. So this is Pikes Peak. What we've released recently is the organization feature. So basically the ability for anyone to have a consolidated view of many accounts on NEAR, and those the specific view includes the holdings, but also so your available cash/token balances, but also your DeFi positions, right? So you can go to here once you are logged in and then create your organization, right? So for example, so obviously there are different use cases. The first one is I'm a company, I'm building on NEAR, I have a setup with different wallets, one that is managing my contract, another one that is paying expenses and so on, and I want to see the overall view of that. The other use case is, for example, I have different accounts, I'm a degen, I want to see at a glance and instantly my balances and my DeFi positions. But another use case could be, well, I want to track, for example, the TVL of a protocol, and the protocol has, a bunch of contracts, for example. So you go here, my organizations, create. So I'm going to put here, for example, Refinance TVL. You add the address here. So the great thing with Refinance, they have listed all the contracts they are using. So this is the main one. For example, I'm going to add this one, and then I'm going to add, so that's the Uniswap-like contract, and that's concentrated liquidity here. So you can add the address, any account or any contract basically here. And then I want my organization to be public, and then I create my organization. So here, because it's public, anyone can check the organization in the community repository, and then a vote if it's useful for the community. And then here, checking the organization, you can see, okay, that's a lot of money. Hang on, I'm just refreshing. The TVL is not in trillion, it's more in million. Let me check again. Okay, so I guess we have a fix to do here, but anyway, you see all the balances of the token. So the amount locked on those different contracts. And yeah, this is the organization feature, basically. The other thing I wanted to introduce to the community is what we do related to AI. And I would say in what Jared presented, we are obviously at the bottom of the AI stack. So AI companies that deliver consumer apps, they can actually source on-chain data leveraging our database, basically. But this is a great example of a use of AI, which is the ads that you see here. And in collaboration with GrowthMate, basically, when you are logged in, GrowthMate checks, thanks to our data, like the portfolio, the wealth of your portfolio, but also the on-chain actions that you've done, right? And depending on those different actions and also your your different tokens, then you have specific ads targeted for you. Obviously, that's an example, but the next one is how can we incentivize people to discover new dApps within the ecosystem, right? Or can we incentivize people to do more on-chain actions? An idea would be to, because we have those different labels and all the data, we can say, well, this user, for example, has been interacting with a lot of meme coins, and so we potentially want to display in new meme coins created within the ecosystem. So that's an example of smart on-chain action where we could push people to look at what they are interested in, basically. So yes, that's an example, and we really want to push on this vertical. The other one is obviously AI agents, not AI that agents that execute transactions, but that basically guide you or provide recommendations, right? So an example is, for example, we have all the swaps happening on chain, and you can say, well, I want to set up an agent on our data sets that track, swap, for example, above 10K, right? And I want to see, who is the best trader in terms of PNL, and maybe you can provide a recommendation on that, or what's his next move, for example. So we can imagine setting up AI agents based on what the user wants to look at, right? And Peter, I think that's what you mentioned previously, the AI researcher stack. So not on the execution side first, but just on the research side. And this is PikeSpeak. So if you haven't had discovered our platform, you can go to pikespeak.ai. Any feedback, very appreciated. We have a Telegram group where you can provide us feedback. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming on, DJ. And as DJ said, go visit pikespeak.ai, start doing a little bit of on-chain digging. Rumor has it that a lot of stuff is actually going on. GBL has been rising nicely. Native USDC and other assets are up big time. Wonder what's cooking. So lastly, at the very end of this town hall, I'll be taking you through a few ecosystem updates, the most bullish ones. So it was announced on Monday that on Tuesday that the Mega issue by our network is out, the NEAR Mega issue, and this is an on-chain dive on where NEAR's been, where NEAR's at, and hints at where it's going. It's a deep dive on NEAR, which, according to our network, has one of the most enduring and technically gifted communities in the industry. All key metrics have only been going up, and growth is very steady, and NEAR's growing fast. So pretty bullish. I encourage everyone to give it a read. Next up is that the Grayscale NEAR Trust is open. So I feel like I can smell the alpha. If Grayscale is bullish on NEAR, why aren't you? I'll leave that question unanswered. Then I'm not sure if people noticed, but the there was a Ilya Pulusukin and Nia Shil on the Delphi podcast, which came from no one else but the DeFi OG Kane, who's the founder of Synthetics and currently building out the Infinix app. Not sure what's cooking, but it's definitely worth taking note of. Kane is one of the most prominent OG DeFi figures in like the crypto space in general. And the app he's currently building, Infinix, is an on-chain super app providing centralized exchange-like experience. My guess would be, will some part of Infinix be powered by Nia's chain signatures? Maybe. Future will tell. And lastly, meme.cooking has finally launched. So if you're tired of the same old meme coin scene, now finally Near Protocol offers a fresh start with a thriving ecosystem built for speed and low costs. So meme.cooking is fueling the Near growth, the Near fire, with its innovative launchpad, and the launch of the Chill meme proves that rapid growth is possible on Near by reaching 1 million market cap from scratch in just 10 minutes. So join your Near community and experience the next evolution of meme coins. It's time to ride a new wave. The future is looking near. Lastly, just want to say to everyone who tuned in, thanks for watching. From all these presentations, I think it's highly fair to say that Near Protocol is at the forefront of open source AI, making blockchain technology accessible and intuitive, with a clear vision and concrete steps towards achieving superior user-owned AI and a seamless blockchain experience for all. Near is demonstrating that it actually is beyond the rest of Web3, demonstrated by both its capabilities and the types of things building on it. And most critically, projects are doing things on Near that they're not able to do on other chains. With a steady grind and elite execution, the top 10 is destined. Doers attract doers. This is for sure. So dear friends, let's keep on showing the world what the Near ecosystem is made of. Keep doing, keep being you. We're extremely impressed by the Near community. Make sure to help each other out and play it safe. Remember that none of what I've just been presented and said should be construed as financial advice. As always, do your own research and follow Near Week if you want to stay up to date on everything that moves Near Protocol. See you all next month, and hoping to see as many as possible in real person at Redacted. Have a great evening, everyone.